Hey guys, the vlog today is mostly going to be about our hospital tour. I just wanted to put that at the beginning of this vlog, so because I know sometimes those of you guys that are still dealing with infertility and stuff don't necessarily want to watch these videos or hear about pregnancy, so I try to keep most of that stuff into like bump dates and stuff. Of course, some of it does flow into my daily vlogs because obviously pregnancy is a part of my daily life, but so I just want to kind of give that warning at the beginning because I know sometimes when you're dealing with infertility, you don't want to see stuff like this. And that's what most today's vlog is kind of going to be about. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys that warning. We're in a weird spot in my kitchen, but I needed something to prop my phone up on because I didn't want to hold it the whole time I was talking. I just wanted the tour is tonight at 6 p.m. and I want to kind of like give you guys some information and tips before, and then after the tour in this vlog, I'm going to talk about like what it was like and like what to expect, so you can kind of decide if you want to do it or if you don't. Not everyone gives birth in hospital. Some people go with a birthing center or their home birth or whatever. So this is just going to be my experience for a hospital like tour experience. The first tip I kind of want to give you guys is if you decide to do a hospital tour, because not everyone does. I decided to do it out of the recommendation of some of my friends that actually didn't do it and some that did, and a lot of them said they kind of wish they had. The ones that didn't do it and the ones that did said they were glad they were. Other things you can do at your hospital, or I don't know if birthing centers offer this, is you can do your labor and delivery classes, newborn care classes, stuff like that. We chose to do video classes. You can actually do those and get those off of Netflix. I think it's like Live, Laugh, Learn, Labor and Delivery. It's like a 2-part DVD. It is from like 2005, but honestly, like the stations babies are at and how dilated you are and information like that hasn't really changed any. So I found it, compared to having sat there with my friends while in labor and experiencing birth with them, I would say it's still pretty accurate. So that's an option. I did not want to pay it was either $65 or $85 for the class. And I was able to sit in my pajamas, and I think we like ordered pizza that night and watched the videos. So that's always an option I just wanted to tell you guys about. They also offer newborn care classes on that like series. I did order that mostly for Justin. I have, not to sound like, I feel like it sounds not rude, but snobby to be like, I have an extensive knowledge, but I have an extensive knowledge of infants and newborns, more than the average person. So I don't really feel like I need it, but I know that Justin wants to, you know, because I can't sit there and teach him a class. Like, you know, it's kind of like I know what to do in situations with a baby, but he's not going to know. So it makes him feel better to watch it. So we have that coming in the mail, and we're going to watch that next. So that is like some options you can do at the hospitals. You can take classes, or you can check it out on Netflix, just saying. And the other thing is, let's see, the hospital tour. If you choose to do a hospital tour, I would really, really, really suggest looking in your first trimester. For me, we live in the 4th largest city in the United States, Houston, Texas. We have a huge medical center. We're known for a medical center. And on top of that, all over Houston and the suburbs, there's tons and tons of hospitals. We're very lucky in that sense. So I don't know why I just thought that like it would be a lot easier to schedule a hospital tour, because I figured there were so many hospitals for people to go to. But then again, not very bright considering 4th largest city in the United States. You know, I hope I didn't say world earlier, but in the United States, we have a huge population. So I would suggest, just to be safe, that as soon as you find out you're pregnant and you have an OB and you kind of know where that OB delivers, contacting that hospital and seeing how far in advance you need to book your hospital tour. Because for us, I was like, oh, December seems like a really great time. And I went to book it and it was like, I'm sorry, the first available tour is March 1st and we have 2 spots left for that. So yeah, I scooped those up real quick, which is today, March 1st. And had I known, I probably would have, in the beginning of the first trimester, figured it out then. And that being said, because they actually suggest doing your hospital tour at the end of your first trimester, very beginning of your second. I don't know exactly why for sure, but I kind of think it's because, for instance, ours said to wear tennis shoes, bring water, you're gonna be walking for over an hour. So I'm sure that's why they're taking consideration pregnant women. You might wanna do it earlier on. I wish I had, because now that I am like 26, maybe I'm 27 weeks already. I don't know, I can't keep up with that. But now that I'm at this point, I'm out of breath all the time. I don't want to walk around for an hour, like, you know, so I really suggest, if it's something you're interested in, that you should definitely do it earlier in pregnancy. Again, like, not everyone wants to do a hospital tour. I do, because I have a lot of questions. Another thing is with those DVDs I was talking about, because a lot of my friends are like, but you couldn't ask questions. If I had questions about something during those DVDs, I wrote them down and I just talked to my doctor about it. And then I have a list of questions for the hospital today as well. So just want to put that out there too, because some of my friends are like, I wish I had done that, but like, what do you do if you have questions? And so that was kind of my solution to asking questions. And so I think I covered everything. I would just really suggest, if this is something you want to do, a hospital tour, that you do it not at the end of your second trimester. I would just, no, I wouldn't if I were you. And like I said, just keep in contact once you know what hospital you're going to be giving birth at, and contact them and find out how far in advance, like, out the booking is for a hospital tour, because I was really shocked. I thought, okay, maybe a month, maybe we would end up doing it in January, but to have to wait till March, I was like, what? So yeah, just look into that. Anyways, we're gonna go to our hospital tour this evening, and I'll pick up the vlog once we leave so I can talk to you guys about what we went over, and you guys can kind of get an idea of, at least from, I don't know, what I learned in the hospital tour and stuff, and kind of decide if it's something you might want to do. Okay guys, we're back from our hospital tour, and I just wanted to tell you, like, kind of what it is and like what you do. Basically, they explain everything. Like, I feel like they went over everything from like where you park, where like you come in at different situations, like everything. I think he enjoyed it more than me. I know that sounds weird.
It was very informative.
Yeah, he feels like so much better. Not that I don't feel better about it. I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like, I honestly think everyone should do it if you're giving birth at a hospital. Because it's, unless you've given birth at the hospital before, they go over, at least ours go over everything. Like anything you can think of. And you can ask as many questions as you want. And they showed us all the different rooms I would be in, with the exception of recovery for C-section, because
they can't.
Yeah, they can't show you that. They went over like everything. I can't think of something they didn't go over. You might hear Ralph panting in the background. He was just chasing the laser. They give you, at least at ours, they gave us a big folder full of information. The way our hospital does it is they walked us through as if we had just got there, what we would do, where we would go to the first room, what was it, labor and delivery room? They show you like everything in there, like everything, every little thing that they're going to put on your baby or touch you with or anything like that. They have it in there set up to show you. What else did they show us in that room?
I mean, it was like literally everything. Like, they had the little crib with the warmer in there and all the gear. They like went over how the bed works.
Different scenarios, what they would do.
Yeah.
Just like everything. It was like getting a dry run of
More or less.
Going into labor.
Everything but getting on the actual bed.
Yeah. And it was, I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, with my hospital, I'm really excited because they have the shower you can walk into with a chair, so you can labor in the shower. They allow that. They just cover your IV. So I did not know that about our hospital. So I was super excited about that. All the rooms are private. They're really nice. But I mean, I really would highly suggest that if you're going to give birth in a hospital, you do the hospital tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean...
Because I went in with questions and I didn't even get a chance to ask any.
Because they went over it all?
She answered everything, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much the same with mine. I mean, literally, it's like a dry run for labor. And then when you're in the room, each room, she gives the different scenarios that could happen and what would happen with that. Like, if you switch to an epidural, they're going to do this, this, and this. If you stay with natural, this is going to happen. If you get into a C-section, this is going to happen. Like, literally every scenario you can think of. I think all my questions got answered too before I could even ask them, with the exception of some privacy stuff. But I feel like she was going to go over that downstairs. But once we went through labor and delivery, then they took us either downstairs or upstairs to where your room would be postpartum, like where you'll stay for the next couple days. I mean, they went over everything. They went over like the menu and like everything. Like, it was crazy. And then downstairs, she told us how many times the nurses would come in and check. And like, they have like a special tea time or whatever at this hospital where like the volunteers come in with special like teas and stuff and little cakes and crumpets and stuff. I was like, I feel so fancy. First like in a birthing shower, now this. Honestly, a lot of my friends that didn't do a hospital tour blew it off as like not that important. But I think if they had done it, then they would have been a lot more prepared for some of the things that happened during their labor or what would happen. Or you just feel like you're about to go in now and you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like I expect what's going to happen now, whereas before I was just kind of, well, we go to the hospital and some stuff happens and we come home with the baby.
Where do we park? Yeah. Like, that was like just basic stuff where like, what happens if this or that? I mean, they went over like everything. I feel like now we're going in there and I almost feel like I've had a baby there. And I'm like not nervous about it. I also found out our hospital, I don't understand because why, like, I don't know, because so this hospital has different locations throughout Houston. And, for instance, Crystal gave birth at the same hospital, just a different location. And they didn't provide as much stuff. Like, for instance, I packed so many clothes just in case we have a diaper issue or this or that and stuff I started packing for Jackson. But they're like, no, we give them clothes or whatever. So now I feel comfortable just bringing one outfit for each day. And if his diaper explodes, then guess what? They have clothes, you know, and his going home outfit. Like, that's all you need. It's like they provide so much stuff. Breast pads, all this stuff. Of course, they're like, you can get your own, but I just feel a lot better now knowing like everything they have. It's crazy. So, yeah, I hope that helps you guys. I didn't know what to expect from the hospital tour. Neither of us did. But we decided to do it because we just didn't know what to expect with anything in general. And so that's why we wanted to make today's vlog so you kind of know what to expect. I just so recommend it. Like, totally. If you're going to give birth at a hospital and they offer a hospital tour, do it. Because you can ask as many questions as you want and they're very patient. But you don't really need to ask that many questions. But, because at least our hospital goes over everything. But I feel like I'm just repeating myself. So, I hope that kind of explains everything and what a hospital tour is. And we'll just see you guys tomorrow. He's looking at me crazy.
Maybe you can put an everything counter on the screen.
He's making fun of how much I'm saying everything.
Everything.
It was just so, I feel so much more confident now having done that. He was like super excited when we left. We should go now.
Is that thunder? Is it lightning? Or is it Ralph?
We should go now before Ralph destroys the house. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.